Awesome. Wasn't that amazing? He's just incredible. I'm so excited. So next up, we are going to have a chat with all of us. So why don't you guys come up on stage? And I think we have chairs coming out. And then we have these cool catch boxes. So when we're doing Q&A, I get to throw them to you. And I think we have another one going around over there. And throw them to each other. So when you have a question, this is a mic. And so you could ask your question into the mic like this. So we're about to get started. We'll just do a short little chat, and then we'll do Q&A. Sound good? Are you guys enjoying this? Awesome. All right, so first up, I'd like to hear, what's the one thing that drives you when you feel that the whole world is falling on your head? Like, how do you get past that moment and go to the next to keep on trucking?
You know, I think that I just really focus those wins and positive moments which I have done already, you know. I know that there is always people which I can help with my product, and if they give me this feedback, this is the biggest power which basically helps me to get through, you know. I even looked recently neuro-linguistic programming, which is exactly about that you just pinpoint the positive moments, and when it's super hard, you just try to memorize them and to understand actually not everything is so bad, you know. Even after Brexit and Donald Trump, you know, the world still exists.
The world does still exist indeed. Bernard, what's one thing that is a mind state you think equates to success?
It's all about experimentation, right? Like Ragnar and BORYS here, they failed, they pivoted, but at the end of the day, when you think of it in terms of like an experiment, right? You're running an experiment to get more sales. You're running an experiment to do this. You're not really failing, right? Your experiment is failing, and I think it's good to make the distinction between the two.
I mean, didn't it take 100 tries to get the light bulb or something like that?
Something like that.
100 experiments, yeah. BORYS, what's the one misnomer about having a company acquired? Like everybody tries to reach for acquisition, and then something that you're like, oh, I didn't know it would actually be like this. No?
I'm not sure I've been in that situation, really.
What was that? Was it everything that you imagined when your company was acquired?
I was scared. I mean, I was scared that people are going to leave, that they won't like the new culture. It's American company acquired Polish company, completely different culture. So that was a big challenge. The other big challenge was I'm not responsible for everything now, which was really like the first few months. That was pretty like, I felt really bad because people were making decisions that I didn't know of about the company, so that was something new. So that was the main two things. The good part of that is that after a year, people will start like approaching me on different events, and they were like, "BORYS, hey, you look good." I was like, I haven't heard that for like 5 years. It's like, you look relaxed. I was like, yeah, I mean, I'm still hustling a lot, but not having to, I mean, I've fundraised 3 times during like those 5 years. So it's almost like fundraising all the time, and then talking to customers all the time. I still do sales and talk to customers. It's a bit different. I mean, it's good to have a break. I'm still back to run. I've started 2 other projects like in the last 2 years anyway. But it's good to have some. Running a startup is a lot of ups and downs. So 5 years is too much.
And before we move to Q&A, one thing that I found really interesting is that you took a completely stable, growing company that you worked so hard to get out of startup mode just to go dive back into startup life. Like, what's wrong with you?
I am just insane, most likely. Yeah.
Plan B. You want to talk about Plan B?
Yeah, exactly. So, like Pipedrive is 6 years, and a year ago, and actually this is like, I am driven by the problem. Like, I found the problem, I was like, damn, I want to solve that.
Yeah.
Basically, I found a year ago that we are super proud of our team, and I have been always focused how I can find best people, how I can help them to grow. And we was looking software, I was like, deja vu. I had the same 2010, like. So basically, and next thing, if company is growing, your topic is, if you're leader, you have to be like, you have to think about how you can replace yourself. And that was basically hire so great people, and that was like, I can leave, and they have a chance, they can grow. So that's why I was like, and I really love that feeling, like, I'm not running a new company, it's totally insane, up and down every day, And
you love that.
I love that. I also do those Garage 48 hackathons still. Like, we had event in Beirut. We had, totally crazy country. So big cultural clash every day because he was organizing it. It was like, we will go insane. But then you do it, and we had one of the best hackathons in Beirut. So it was like, I made an impact. And people was like going back, and we had like net promotion score 90. It was like, wow. So that drives me, that you can feel that you and the one thing which I have learned, I am basically every morning like waking up and saying, that's the new day. I have to prove that I'm the best in the world, because nothing is granted. All your history can go to the toilet with like second. And then it's hard. I like to go and, feel so relaxed like you. And, you have to learn how to relax indeed. But,
Sure.
I think that I have learned to sometimes just go to some country which don't have mobile coverage. You can't reach me.
Yeah, I know how that goes. Bernard, 500 Startups is one of the most iconic startup supporting organizations in the world. I'm sure a lot of people here want to be a part of 500 Startups. What if they feel like, yeah, but I'm not ready, I'm only at ideation stage, I don't know, they won't accept me. How do I start forming a relationship with 500 Startups before I feel even confident to do so?
Yeah, I think it all boils down to revenue and traction, right? If we want to see that you're already doing something that's making money, because when you go from no dollars made to $100 made or $500 made, you've bridged infinity, right? You have something that people want to pay money for. And not only are you making money now to support your business and support yourself, but now investors aren't interested, right? They go, oh, well, you're making money. There's a business possibly to be had here. And so, I encourage everyone to go out and make their money, make their revenue, grow their business, and the investors will come, right? The investors are looking for traction. They're looking for growth, and that's what we care about.
I think one of my biggest takeaways, and we're about to get into Q&A, is that if you focus on your first 100 customers and really just pay attention, who could those first 100 be? And they could even be friends, family, fools, right, as you were talking about.
Of course.
And then you have those 100 customers become your champion marketers to get the 200, to get the 300, to get the 400, and you just grow. And then what happens is month after month, that growth starts compounding, and all of a sudden, you have these huge companies, and one day you're acquired, right? That's exciting. Are you guys ready for Q&A? Are you ready to catch the box? Who has the first question? All right, ready? I'm going to throw the box to you. Oh!
You break that already.
Whoops.
And then after your question, throw the box to the next
It's
person.
kind of working, yeah. Hi.
Oh.
Hi.
Question for Ragnar.
What is your name?
Richards.
Do you have a startup?
No, not yet.
Come
but
on.
I'm working at startup. Okay, so my question is for Ragnar. I was curious, how do you manage inner loop into the startup?
How I manage what?
Feedback.
Feedback.
Into the startup, yeah, with your workers, co-workers.
Oh,
is it daily basis, one-to-one, or?
Yeah. Okay, interesting. So basically, the software even which I'm building is exactly one-on-one solutions that, the human interaction with the team members is more and more important, You can do whatever solutions in the world, but if you have to find time to sit down with your people, especially if you're in very early stage, just to talk through with everything. What people are afraid, really, because in the first days, people get afraid that we will collapse basically next day and so on. So what we have built is the solutions that you can daily put your highs and lows. That's exactly what we are doing in ClanBit. And I always look, even if I'm traveling, and we have so great environment in the company that people trusting me. Second, put whatever things, and that's also everybody. If you're a founder and team lead, you have to build so that people can trust you, even with negative things, because people have to get release of that,
Not really. One more, how you build that trust?
So basically, you have to show the lead. I can share also private things and saying I had today bad day because of this. But this has to be not attacking someone, but let's say my dog is ill or whatever. Again, just one thing which I shared. This iPhone is so bad now. I had just dying in 40%. So you have to show the lead and say, oh, he's showing so private things and so on. I can do as well. That's the leader have to always be the first who is front runner and showing how actually you expect other people to act. If you don't do that, you can't build the culture and the trust.
Did that help? All right, perfect. Next question. Oh, throw it over there. Turn around, right there. Yeah.
Hi there. So I'm Uffe from Aperitas. We're a startup.
What's your name?
Uffe, U-double-F-E. I don't know what my parents were thinking about, but that is my name nevertheless. Call me anything. But my startup is called Aperitas. We're helping companies...
Is he stand-up comedian?
Yeah, absolutely. We're helping companies manage their sustainability issues in the supply chain. But I have a question for you, Ragnar. Sorry for putting you on the spot again. I really like your points about the fact that the product should be great. You can say that's an obvious fact, but you know, often the product concept can be great from the beginning, but most often it's not so great in the first implementation. So my question to you really is, how does your idea about the focus on the great product sit with the whole lean startup movement about just pushing out everything as early as possible, even though it might be crap initially? Which balance should you strike there?
Who
It was actually, I was putting you on the spot.
So the question was about like the product and lean, lean startup movement and so on.
Yeah, so you know,
Okay.
you say the product should be great.
So I can just give you one thing. If we launched Pipedrive, it took us 1 month only time to basically build first prototype, and we were started to use it immediately.
But was that great?
Yeah, it was sucking.
Absolutely, that's my point.
Yeah, but the key thing was like we did it like so simple, and the same with Clanbit basically. You have to do like super simple, and you have to basically it's like dog eating it. You have to start to use it by yourself, and you have to really feel it. It took us 3 months, and I did the same thing like you. I was basically contacting every single person in my network. Hello, sorry about my failure with United Talks, but now I do a new thing. Help me and give me feedback. This was my thing. I didn't sell it. I said, you know, that's the product. I already feel that this is great. Please use it free of charge, like whatever, next 6 months, on one condition. Please give me feedback. I will call you and so on, so. And I was sending like, minimum few hundred emails, one by one, like, hello, John, whatever. You know, like, not like some like MailChimp spam. No. Super personalized, because people hate spam. You know, many times if I send emails, even after events, whatever, I send one by one. I just take time, it will take more time, but I just, hello, and I will add people on that. This is not a spam, this is personal email. And you know, this is how, or I will even call later, you know.
Yeah.
Great.
Did that help?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Perfect. Next question.
But maybe, I don't know, yeah, sorry, your other guys
Next
have comments?
question. One thing that I want to share, I want to make sure, and we talked about this a little bit before, is that success is really taking action and moving forward, and none of us as startups ever know what to do every day. Like, being a startup is all about like experimenting, going through tons and tons of experiments. And the day that you stop experimenting is the day you stop creating. But you can't determine, none of us are, well, maybe some of us are psychic. I'm definitely not psychic. And so you can't know what's going to work and what's not going to work. All you could do is take steps forward continuously and just like believe with all your heart and soul that the dream that you're trying to create will become a reality one day. And the more you believe in it with so much conviction, everyone around you will believe in your insanity too. And so that's what's really important in being a startup. Next question. What do we have?
This is usual Nordic crowd, you know, very shy, humble, skromne.
I want a question. I want one more. I'm looking at you right there. What's one in the blue sweater? I know you like looked away. You're like, no, not me.
It's like, oh my God.
What's one thing you wanted out of the conference? Why are you sitting here today? Ready? I got you.
You're not good in basketball,
I'm not doing basketball.
I should do it later, like you can shoot like that, you know. That's the most important is how you do
You're
it, you know.
doing the next one for sure. Go for it.
The inspiration, of course, for children.
Inspiration?
For children. I'm teacher.
Oh, inspiration for children.
You know,
I love that.
that's the best job, you know. I would say that I believe that I'm waiting huge disruption in education. Like this is the next, if someone looking idea what to do, if you do education startup, you most likely will make impact anyway. Yeah, that's truly. You know, we have hackathon. I can now advertise. We have hackathon in Estonia about education in the March. So just follow us in Garage 48 and exactly. Come on, this system is broken. I have not finished university. You have?
I have, yes.
And you have as well?
Well, it's cool.
So, you know, in my co-founders, we have like half team have not finished university. Sorry about that. So So education is really the thing which we need to bring huge disruption now.
And we're about to wrap up. Have you found the inspiration that inspires children so far?
Yes, of course.
Awesome. I love it.
Thank you.
So how do we stay in touch with you? Boris, how can we stay in touch with you?
Twitter, it's
Oh,
easiest.
and what's your handle?
MICHUK.
Perfect. Bernard?
Same, Twitter, at Bernard, BERNARD, and then J Huang, HUANG.
Cool.
This is
and
the sort.
Ragnar?
Yeah, you know, I can't be original. I have also Twitter, you know, RAGNARS. But if you Google my name and Twitter, you know, it's the most easiest.
Yeah.
And it's not SASS, it's actually SASS, so it's not. I know my family name is usually misspelled because I'm in SASS business, so.
And for me, at ESPREE DEVORA. Thank you so much, you guys. This has been awesome. Thank you. Let's do a photo. Do we have a photo?
Let's go.
Let's do a group photo.
This is,
Yeah, okay. Yes, we'll look this way.
Okay.